Hi there, this is Fred, FR5ED, here with a beer review. This is Unholy Trippel from Coppertail Brewing in Tampa, Florida. And I've been to Coppertail. That was one of the 5 breweries that our brew bus, our Tampa Bay brew bus, adventured to back the day before Memorial Day this year, back in towards the end of May. This is a did they describe it? I don't see any commercial. It says no commercial description. But I did read somewhere that it's an Americanized style of a Belgian triple. And while the Belgian styles are not super well defined as far as any kind of BJCP, guidelines, so I understand. Still, there were people who reviewed this that felt that it was a little too hoppy to be considered a true Belgian triple style. Typically the Belgian beers are not hoppy. So anyway, let's see how it fared. Out of 40, it's only 43 ratings on Rate Beer. It scored an 87 overall and an 88 in style. And on Beer Advocate, it scored an 87 after only 15 reviews. So it has not been reviewed heavily at all. 9% ABV, and I remember having this at Coppertail when we were there and enjoying it. So when I saw a 6-pack of this at our local Total Wine in Altamont Springs, I had to get it. It was not inexpensive, but it was no more than some of the other, specialty ones that I've gotten. So I was not dismayed knowing that it was a special treat, and I wanted to review it. All right. Got a nice light golden color here. This on the SRM scale, and again, I'm doing this from memory instead of using the actual scale, but it's going to be down towards I'm going to say the 7 range, between 6 and 8, I'm guessing, somewhere in there. But it is a yellowy golden color, like a very light orange blossom honey color. Didn't get much head on there, and it's not a dense head. What is there? Of course, it wasn't real vigorous in the pour. And it's not perfectly clear. There's no particles. The only thing I see floating in there are the small carbonation bubbles rising up, and there's not a ton of those. And I wouldn't expect it to be super carbonated anyway. But it's got just a little haze to it. Not bad at all. Going to smell it. Okay, it's not bursting with aroma. Of course, I'm used to smelling tons of hops, which, when done properly, assault your nose. But I am smelling, it smells, if it can smell sweet, if your nose has sweet buds in it, it smells a little on the sweet side, which I would expect for a triple. And I can just get a hint, not as much as I would think, a hint of the Belgian yeast, which is such a unique aroma to me, since I stick to the American, IPAs mostly, and then stouts. I almost smell a little sourness in there too, a lemon sourness. That's all I'm going to get from the aroma. It's time to taste it. Very different. It's been months since I had it, and it wasn't the first one I'd had that day, so my memories of how it tasted at the brewery aren't super strong. So this is like experiencing it all over again. Okay. I'm hit with I've got the Belgian yeast taste in there, definitely, more so than I smelled it, but definitely the unique, identifiable Belgian yeast part of the taste. I get not sour at all. In fact, there is definitely some sweetness to it, which is expected. But what's really, let me not use the word balance, because in a triple you don't expect hop bitterness, but in a sense, it's balancing out the sweetness. There is definitely a hop bitterness, and it wasn't so much bitter when I drank it, but it's a residual hop bitterness. So it's like a Belgian triple with American hops. Medium mouthfeel. It doesn't really lean towards the heavy side. But lemon, the Belgian, that nice, there is the maltiness in there and that Belgian yeast, the sweetness, and then followed by and balanced by the hop bitterness. Very interesting, almost in a style of its own. It's categorized as style. It says Tripel, Tripel, which is the proper spelling. They spell it with 2 P's. I think just to point at the fact that it is different from a traditional Belgian triple. But it's not classified as a Belgian triple, it just says Tripel. That's on Beer Advocate. On Rate Beer, it's classified as Abbey Triple. So they're saying it is being classified in that Belgian style of a triple, but definitely very different. I recommend trying it. If you can get it, it's going to be limited distribution for sure because Coppertail is not, it's a relatively new brewery over there in the Tampa area. It's a nice place to visit. I'd love to go back. And I recommend trying this. This is Unholy Trippel from Coppertail Brewing out of Tampa, Florida. And this is Fred, FR5ED, over and out.